In this video, we'll explore the economics of building a space rocket. From the towering Saturn V of the Apollo era to the reusable Falcon 9 of today, building rockets isn't just about defying gravity, it's about balancing the books. What does it take to design, build, and launch a space rocket? How much does it cost? And why are some companies able to do it for a fraction of the price compared to others? Whether you're a fan of space exploration, a budding entrepreneur, or just curious about the money behind the mission, you're in the right place. Get ready to uncover the hidden costs, groundbreaking innovations, and the economic forces driving humanity's journey to the stars. The story of rocket economics begins during the Cold War, a time when rockets weren't just tools of exploration, they were weapons of global competition. The space race between the United States and the Soviet Union marked the dawn of an era where money and science collided like never before. It all started with Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. It wasn't just a technological achievement, it was a statement. The US responded by pouring billions into NASA, culminating in the Apollo program that put a man on the moon. But at what cost? The Apollo program cost a staggering $25 billion, equivalent to roughly $150 billion today. It was an economic gamble, justified not only by national pride, but also by the technological spin-offs and geopolitical influence it promised. The money invested in rocketry wasn't just about reaching the stars. It laid the groundwork for countless innovations we rely on today. From microchips to satellite communications, the economic impact of those early investments was far-reaching. But back then, rockets were single-use, and every mission meant starting from scratch. It was clear that for space exploration to truly take off, the economics of rocketry needed a revolution. A rocket may look like a simple cylinder soaring through the skies, but every piece of it, from the engines to the fuel tanks, is a triumph of engineering. And behind that engineering, a hefty price tag. Let's break it down. A rocket's cost can be divided into four main categories: research and development, materials, manufacturing, and testing. Designing a rocket isn't just about assembling parts. It's about solving thousands of unique problems. From modeling aerodynamics to testing new materials, R&D is often the most expensive phase. For example, NASA spent nearly $10 billion developing the Space Launch System, SLS, even before its first flight. Rockets are built with some of the most advanced materials on Earth, or rather off Earth. Lightweight alloys, carbon composites, and heat-resistant tiles ensure rockets are strong enough to survive extreme conditions, but light enough to escape gravity. These materials alone can cost millions. Building rockets is a highly labor-intensive process. Even with automation, assembling components with precision requires skilled labor and advanced facilities. Take SpaceX's Falcon 9. Each rocket costs around $67 million to produce. A significant portion of that goes to manufacturing. Once built, rockets undergo rigorous testing to ensure they can withstand the pressures of launch and spaceflight. Every engine is test-fired, every component is stress-tested, and in some cases, entire prototypes are sacrificed. This is one area where cutting corners can lead to catastrophic failures and enormous financial losses. The costs don't stop there. Government-led programs like NASA's SLS often face budget overruns, while private companies like SpaceX focus on efficiency. Why the disparity? We'll explore that in the next chapter. For decades, space exploration was a government monopoly. NASA, Roscosmos, and other national agencies dominated the field, operating with enormous budgets and little competition. But everything changed in the 2000s when private companies entered the scene, revolutionizing the economics of spaceflight. In 2002, Elon Musk founded SpaceX with a bold vision: to make space exploration more affordable by reusing rockets. At the time, this idea was considered impossible. Rockets were single-use machines, discarded after every launch, a process as wasteful as throwing away an airplane after every flight. But in 2015, SpaceX achieved the unthinkable. They successfully landed the Falcon 9 booster, allowing it to be reused. This innovation slashed launch costs dramatically, from hundreds of millions of dollars per launch to as little as $67 million. Reusability wasn't just a technological breakthrough, it was an economic game changer. With SpaceX proving that space could be a profitable frontier, a wave of private investment followed. Companies like Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos, and Rocket Lab focused on small satellite launches, while Relativity Space introduced 3D printed rockets to further reduce costs. These companies didn't just innovate, they competed, and competition drove prices down. For example, Rocket Lab's Electron rocket can launch small payloads for just $7.5 million, making space more accessible than ever. Private companies didn't stop at launching rockets. They began developing entire markets. SpaceX's Starlink aims to create a global satellite internet network, while Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic are tapping into space tourism, offering suborbital flights to civilians for prices starting at $250,000. So why are private companies so much cheaper than government programs? The answer lies in their approach. Private firms operate under intense cost pressures, pushing them to innovate and streamline. Government agencies, on the other hand, prioritize safety and long-term research, often resulting in higher costs and slower timelines. This isn't to say one approach is better than the other. While private companies prioritize efficiency, government programs often tackle missions that are too risky or unprofitable for the private sector, like sending rovers to Mars or telescopes into deep space. While rockets represent innovation and exploration, their economics extend beyond manufacturing and launch. Hidden beneath the surface are costs that are often overlooked but have significant implications for companies, governments, and even the planet itself. Every rocket launch carries risk of failure, delays, or even catastrophic explosions. To mitigate these risks, companies and governments purchase launch insurance, which can cost tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars, depending on the payload's value. For example, when SpaceX's Falcon 9 exploded during a routine test in 2016, it destroyed a $200 million satellite. Such incidents emphasize why insurance is a critical yet costly part of spaceflight economics. Rockets don't just leave the Earth, they leave an environmental footprint. Traditional rocket engines burn kerosene or solid fuels, releasing CO2 and other pollutants into the atmosphere. A single Falcon 9 launch emits roughly as much CO2 as 70 average cars do in a year. Innovations like methane-based engines aim to reduce emissions, but the environmental impact of rocketry remains a growing concern, especially as the number of launches increases. Once in orbit, rockets and satellites contribute to another hidden cost: space debris. Every discarded booster or defunct satellite becomes part of a growing cloud of debris that threatens active missions. The European Space Agency estimates there are over 36,000 pieces of debris larger than 10 centimeters orbiting Earth. If unmanaged, space debris could create catastrophic chain reactions, making low Earth orbit inaccessible for decades, a scenario known as the Kessler syndrome. Finally, there's the question of opportunity costs. Could the billions spent on space exploration be better spent addressing challenges on Earth, like poverty, climate change, or healthcare? Critics argue that every dollar spent on rockets could fund more immediate solutions to global problems. However, proponents argue that space technologies often deliver returns that benefit humanity as a whole, from GPS to climate monitoring. The challenge lies in finding a balance. As humanity ventures further into space, addressing these hidden costs will be crucial, not just for economic sustainability, but for the future of space exploration itself. The economics of rocketry are evolving at an unprecedented pace. With innovations like reusable rockets, 3D printing, and global competition, the cost of reaching space is plummeting. But what does the future hold? Let's explore the trends shaping the next chapter of space exploration. Reusability has already transformed the economics of spaceflight, but it's just the beginning. SpaceX's fully reusable Starship promises to reduce costs even further, with estimates as low as $10 million per launch, an order of magnitude cheaper than traditional rockets. This kind of cost reduction could unlock new industries, from affordable space tourism to large-scale Mars colonization. Another game changer is 3D printing. Companies like Relativity Space are building rockets with up to 90% of their components 3D printed, reducing manufacturing time from months to weeks and slashing costs. This technology is particularly promising for building rockets in remote locations, or even on other planets. The future of rocket economics isn't just about launches. It's about what those launches enable. Mega constellations like SpaceX's Starlink and Amazon's Project Kuiper aim to provide global internet coverage, creating trillion-dollar opportunities in telecommunications, IoT, and beyond. These new markets promise to make space not just a destination, but an integral part of our global economy. Looking ahead, the economics of space will extend far beyond Earth's orbit. NASA's Artemis program and SpaceX's Starship are paving the way for lunar colonization, while private companies like Asteroid Mining Corporation are eyeing resources in space, from water ice to rare metals. If successful, these ventures could create entirely new industries, while reducing humanity's dependence on Earth's limited resources. The economics of building a space rocket is no longer just about cost, it's about potential. The potential to explore, to innovate, and to expand our horizons. As costs continue to drop and opportunities grow, space isn't just the next frontier, it's the future of our economy. As we explore the frontiers of space, it's also important to think about the frontiers of financial opportunity. If you're looking to build your own future of growth and success, then you're in the right place. At Money University, we provide a one-on-one financial mentorship program designed to grow your income to $1 million per year in just 3 years. If you're interested in transforming your financial future, click the link in the description and start your journey with us today. Let us know what video you'd like to see next. Comment below with your suggestions, and the idea with the most likes in the comment section will be produced.